here with Dick Reno, owner of Chateau Lafayette Reneau. And Dick, when did you start the winery? I know you came here to relax and retire.
That was in 1985, and we bought it in March. By the end of May, I found out that the grapes that I was growing here, Concord, Catawba, and Niagara, either didn't sell or it was costing you more to produce grapes than you were selling them for. So I said, well, I'll just make sweet wine. When I first came out here, and people called any of the wine you made, I don't care if it was Chardonnay or Riesling, well, it's typical New York. And then you ask them, what does typical New York mean? And it's foxy. Well, I discovered what foxy meant. The fox loved the grapes, which was Concord and Catawba and Niagara, so people called it foxy wine. I started out in the 50s, late 50s, in Germany when I was in the military drinking Riesling, and that was my favorite wine. And then in the 60s, when I was selling commercial printing in Boston, entertaining large advertising agencies, I would take them out to dinner or lunch, and not knowing anything about red wines, and knowing that they liked red wines, I would read the menu, and if it cost $60 to $80 a bottle, that's what I bought. And could not even pronounce the names. I ordered by the number. I fell in love with Bordeaux wines, and just was so disappointed when I found out in '86, when we started planting, that we couldn't grow Cabernet Sauvignon in the Finger Lakes. So my vineyard manager told me that he wouldn't plant them here, but he would plant, which was about 1/4 of an acre of Cabernet, and if it did well, he would then plant on my farm. And it did extremely well, and I still have about 12, 14 bottles of the 1989, the first Cabernet ever grown in the Finger Lakes, and it's still good. And I have many times taken a Margaux or Chateau Lafayette Rothschild, put it in a brown paper bag, and cut the foil off and remove the cork, and in a brown paper bag, I'll swear to God, it ruins a Bordeaux and helps my Finger Lakes Cabernet.
Without that label there. Is that why you named it Chateau?
Well, Chateau, see, Lafayette Reneau is my grandfather, and Chateau, the house of Lafayette Reneau, I just named it after him.
Is there any trend that you're seeing with in the tasting room with the fruity wines versus the dry?
Catawba and Niagara, the Niagara Mist and Meadow Mist are still big sellers. I would like to not produce it, but without that, I couldn't afford the thousands of dollars that I spend on French and American oak barrels. That's the problem. We have 17 wines, and unless someone has only settled on one variety, Chardonnay, Cabernet, Pinot Noir, they really don't know what they want. And a lot of people say, I like dry wine. Well, they walk out with a bottle of Niagara, the sweetest wine that we make. The only thing, if you want to start a winery and can afford it, you can't afford to do it. Even if you can think you can afford it. Just retire. You just can't find anything, any place that is this gorgeous.